Hey there gardeners, Chris here from Garden Steading, and I wanted to talk about my pepino because these are finally getting near ripeness. In fact, we had one that grew ripe very, very quickly. The rest are lagging behind a little bit. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it here, but I've got one just here that must be really, really close. And we were actually able to taste test the first one, which had fallen off the vine or the tree or whatever you want to call it, the bush, and it was actually really nice. Now, we've had these in for maybe 9 months. It feels like forever. They flowered for months and months and we got nothing. Finally, we got some fruit developing, and now we've got about 10 of these full-size pepinos heading towards ripeness, which is super, super exciting. And they're getting their nice little purple stripes on the fruit. They have taken up a bit of room, and really there's no regrets now because we actually grew them quite successfully with some, it's not spinach, it's something similar to spinach in the same bed. And so we had a bit of a source of some nice greens, silver beet, I think it's silver beet. So some silver beet and another kind of spinachy thing. They've grown really well in that same bed. They're probably the best performing of the beds from a long-term perspective. Obviously getting kind of one crop of fruit that you've spent 6 months or longer on is maybe not the most efficient. However, we are now getting the result, which is great because in some cases you can spend the 6 months and end up with nothing. And I am thinking about my broccoli, I am thinking about my cabbage, but these are now starting to deliver and I'm super excited. So we've got here one of my homegrown pepinos, and this one is not looking that good. Now, it was looking better when I picked it. However, I just left it in the kitchen for too long. We're gonna see if some of it is still good to eat, which I reckon it will be. Obviously there is a fairly not so good side, which is that bit over there. We might even trim off a little bit more of that. But I just wanted to give you kind of a bit of a rundown of the flavour. Now, the pepino is a very thin-skinned fruit, as you can hopefully see there. It's almost like maybe just like a plum or a nectarine. It's a little bit softer than a nectarine. Very, very thin-skinned. It does have kind of a central seed in there as well, which I think when they're not quite so overripe, well, that just kind of popped out. The seed is a little bit more solid from the ones we've eaten before, and I'm not going to eat the skin. I don't know whether you can or not, but the smell is a bit like a rock melon. Now, I'm not a huge rock melon fan. I find rock melon a little bit pungent, but the pepino, in comparison, is a little bit more balanced. So it does have that smell, and I think this is a little bit overripe, so that's not helping its case. I've really struggled to figure out when they're ripe and to pick them. And that's definitely a little bit overripe. It's more subtle than a rock melon, which is nice. It's got a bit of a fresher aftertaste to it as well, quite juicy. The flesh is quite melon-like, not really like a plum or a nectarine. But yeah, it's really nice. Where I probably wouldn't go out of my way to buy a rock melon. Obviously I'm growing these, and I'm growing the rock melons down there as well, but I actually do really like that. Quite a lot of work went into it. I think this one is definitely overripe, and it's kind of started rotting around the other side there as well. And we've managed to grab one which was just pretty much perfect, and it was in much better condition than that, and the flavour was a little bit nicer. It wasn't quite so overripe. And yeah, it was just a really cool thing to grow, and very, very unusual because, I mean, to be honest, I've never seen a pepino for sale in Australia. I've never really seen them for sale as a plant until quite recently. And yeah, it's a really interesting thing to grow, fairly interesting to grow. My biggest challenge is figuring out when it's ripe, and what has been happening down where we've got it planted in the garden is that these tiny little ants get into it and kind of dig their way in and start having a chomp on the fruit. We've still eaten around the ants, we've just chopped them out, and there's been plenty of good fruit left. But I think that's a definite sign that I've left it on the tree for too long. And I would definitely say this is a cool thing to kind of grow yourself. However, this has been a long time in coming. I reckon it's been in at least 6 months. We had a real failure to start with the blossoms not kind of getting, I guess, pollinated, and as a result we didn't get fruit for quite a considerable amount of time. However, then we just got a flush of fruit growing on it. We've been watering it, I wouldn't say heavily, but we have been watering it every day or two to ensure that we get the fruit and it gets to maturity. And now we're starting to kind of reap the benefits. We've got one more of these fruit in the fridge, which is kind of a perfect one, which we're probably going to have for dessert tonight. And then we've got about 5 or 6 more on the plant. And I reckon we've had probably like 15 in total, but the ants have gotten into a couple of them. A couple have been damaged by like the mower going past and things like that. And you do need to be fairly careful with them because they are very thin-skinned, as I already mentioned. Obviously, if you like melon, particularly say like a kind of a cross between a rock melon and a honeydew, I reckon you're going to love pepino. And I think it's going to be something that if you can grow it in your climate and it works for you, that's something you should definitely give a go at, because it's, apart from needing a little bit of water, which we have done, it has grown surprisingly well. It really has spread out quite well, and also because it's grown so well, it's actually provided really good cover for this garden bed, which has meant it probably needed less watering than otherwise, which again is another bit of a win. So there you go. And now that it's productive, we can really kind of clap ourselves on the back and keep this in the roster as something. Maybe because it does seem to take quite a bit of time, at least in our case, maybe that's just because we haven't had a lot of insect activity this year. It might be something that you put in a more secluded area, not in your primary vegetable beds. But for us, I think it's pretty good here, and this seems like a really good spot, so we'll keep it going. If you've got any pepino growing tips, give me a yell, leave it down in the comments. I'm really interested to know how I can do this a little bit better, maybe get the crop a little bit quicker, and certainly always looking for somewhere to improve.